Hasbro increasingly does not get it. 2024 is going to be rough for stores, consumers, and distribution. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today, we have a little bit of a ranty video for you. I'm a little bit hot on a couple things that have come out over the last 24 hours. We saw a Hasbro end of the year earnings report that kind of laid into some information, and we have big info coming out on both Fallout, the set that comes out next, as well as Thunder Junction, which is the next standard set. If you want to discuss any of this stuff, we do have a Discord server at KitchenTableTCG.com. Thank you to all the people who support the channel there as well, but it is free to hop into the Discord server and hang out with all of us. Man, what a wild week. Play boosters completely tank. We are in a world where Murders at Karlov Manor is looking absolutely atrocious. There is very little positive to talk about in Magic the Gathering. I do want to hit a couple of things first. I want to get some positive stuff. We're going to get a little sandwich. We're going to get some positive stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of the negative stuff going on. And then I'm going to give you some thoughts and keys to how to still enjoy this hobby, even though a lot of this stuff is not looking great right now. So first off, Murders at Karlov Manor. Singles are interesting. The lands, their fetchable lands, they're doing really well. They're like $9, $10 for these dual colored lands, the surveil lands. That's a really good sign for the set. It's kind of a good sign for a set. The mythics are really struggling, but it looks like those land cycles are going to do pretty good. And there's a couple other rare cards that are seemingly going to pop up. It is looking more and more like New Capenna every single day. The format of the set, everything looks like New Capenna, where there's some really cool singles, but all across the board, the product is just not doing very well based on other things. So we've got play boosters, and this goes into the next topic of discussion. Play booster boxes sitting at $113 on TCG Player. Card Shop Live has them for $100. $113 on TCG Player is 3% below store cost. Congratulations, you are now a store owner. You get to go buy stuff below distribution costs. It's absolutely wild how terrible play boosters are performing on the open market. It's insane. It's absolutely, I mean, it's just baffling. There's no coming back from it. I mean, it has been such a utter failure from their part to put play boosters in with this set that had no shot. I mean, it just had no shot. And that leads into some of the next stuff that's happening. You have this huge issue with Murders at Karlov Manor. I talked about the positive on some of the lands. Now let's get into some negative stuff. Huge issue with Murders at Karlov Manor. And off the back of that, we have this set that everyone's been so excited about with Fallout. And there's basically no boxes. I mean, commander decks are fully available or whatever, but we just got allocations from distribution, and we are basically, I ordered well over 200 boxes of Fallout. I think my order, I don't know, it was like probably 200 boxes of Fallout, collector boxes that I ordered. I'm getting 6 freaking boxes. It's absolutely ridiculous how few products we are getting as stores for collector stuff. It's essentially what I've been told is that if you are a pre-release store, Wizards wants you to get like 6 boxes. I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous how much this thing was allocated. And this is the frustrating part from a store perspective, off the back end of a terrible set, you were looking for Fallout to generate some interest and some hype and some excitement at the LGS level and produce some sales and some actual revenue. But with 6 boxes, what do they want us to do with 6 boxes? Spoiler alert, I've got a lot more than 6 people who want to participate in packs and opening things and enjoying the product. It's like, what do you do with 6 boxes as a store? Now, again, talking about some of the positives in this negative video, the commander decks are a fantastic value. You're going to get every single card in the set. We've got them at GameGrove.gg for $195 for the set of 4 commander decks. It's a great package deal, and it's a great product, and that wasn't really that super allocated. I don't think I got cut at all in commander decks. I'm getting a lot of them, but we have a ton. I've had a ton of pre-orders and a ton of interest in these commander decks. So that's a good thing. And if you're a consumer, man, don't go chasing the collector boxes right now because the prices are going to get absolutely stupid. And we saw this, and this is why it's so frustrating, because we saw this with Doctor Who, and the excitement was there, and they allocated everything like crazy, and they made it not accessible, and then the excitement died off, and then they threw out more boxes. There's like, oh, by the way, we have a bunch more boxes. And that's super frustrating because you have this window of time in Magic the Gathering where the hype is actually on a set before they start throwing out hype for another set, and you can't even get the product for this to get to stores and to get to consumers. And so at some point, it's like, what's the point of even having the collector boxes? Because you can't get them, and you're going to have a ton of stores. Watch this next week, how many stores cancel pre-orders because of the absolute insane cuts on this thing. It's wild, super surprised, but that's just the way this works. That's just the way it is. So cuts on that were crazy. And this is what, again, this is where it's just like, what are they doing? Who is making these decisions at Wizards? Because now Distro just came out. I just got a call today. Now Distro just came out. And because Murders at Carlisle Manor was so successful, Thunder Junction is going to be open order for the first time ever in Magic the Gathering. They are doing an open order product, which means whatever you order, you're just going to get. This is according to one of my distros say. Basically, it was like, it's open order. Wizards told us whatever you order, you're going to get. It's absolutely insane to have this difference. It's almost like they want these standard sets to be dirt cheap and to completely hose the LGS. Hey, oh, I forgot about the worst part. Hold on, I forgot about the worst part. Fallout, 6 months ago, they announced Fallout. They put it on Amazon at basically below distribution cost on Amazon, and who knows how many boxes they sold there, and now they allocate it. And so now you have this, the Thunder Junction, where they're basically like, hey, let's drive the value down as low as possible to get these boxes to be as dirt cheap as possible. And what are you supposed to do as a store? Nobody's gonna want to buy a box for $140 of a Play Booster box when Murders at Carlisle Manor is $110 on TCG Player. And so I'm not going to buy anything. Why would I buy any of it? I'm going to buy what I want to do drafts and for pre-release and for the occasional people picking up packs. But why would I go out of my way to spend all this money on something when they're basically like, it's going to be worthless because we're not going to, it's absolutely wild. So no cuts, open order. This is all culminating, okay, on the same week that they announced in their quarter, or in Hasbro's end of the year thing, that they had only a 2% growth this year for Magic the Gathering. It may have been Wizards of the Coast. I can't remember. Anyway, only a 2% growth in the year that they had the #1 selling set of all time in Lord of the Rings, and in the year that they are boasting and celebrating a reduction in their inventory by 50%. So they get rid of clearance, all this, they have all this money come in because they're getting rid of all their inventory. They have this huge Lord of the Rings set, and their growth was only 2%. And then they come out and they say that they anticipate in 2024 that they're going to see a 5% decrease. You know, maybe something's wrong. Like maybe something's wrong with the way they're doing things. I don't know, but maybe something's wrong. And this is where I want to go to what to do with this. If you're a consumer, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't think you should be pre-order. I want to tell you to pre-order on my website, Thunder Junction, Fallout, all this stuff. I don't think you should. I don't think you should interact with pre-orders ever for now for Magic, because the pre-orders that you get with Fallout are just going to get canceled, and the pre-orders you get with Thunder Junction are just going to crash in value. So you should just wait till release. I mean, from a consumer perspective, listen, as a store, I want people to pre-order. It helps stores. It is so essential to the cash flow and the way that stores operate and work. But from a consumer perspective, listen, like, I would just stay away from pre-ordering. And that sucks to have to tell you that, because I want to be honest. I want to be honest with you, but I also want you to pre-order. But man, I would just not I would just, or if you're going to pre-order from somebody you trust, like, and that you know is going to actually fulfill your orders and stuff. But man, I don't know what to tell you other than just wait and just buy what you want when you want it, and buy some packs and buy singles. And at the end of the day, like, that's the way. I wanted to do a video today. It's Valentine's Day. Hot local singles right now are on fire. Like, the vintage market is on fire. Dual lands are pumping. Like, Magic from a collectible reserve list style is actually doing really good right now. But instead, this is a complete debacle from a consumer perspective on how to handle all these different things, because you never know what you're going to get. Distribution, I want to say something about that too. I do they allow this to happen? Where is the distribution fighting for the LGS and for the ecosystem? Because I mean, maybe it's happening behind closed doors, but I don't really see it other than one MVP Sports and Games who just constantly bashes them. Where is the fighting for this? Why do they even want this product? Like, where is the distribution stepping up and saying, hey, this is not cool, dumping on Amazon direct to consumer at our cost, driving zero value? I mean, if I was distro, I would be livid on all this stuff. I mean, it's wild. They're losing out on this too. They've got to have warehouses full of Murders at Carlisle Manor. I mean, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. And then the last part, if you're a store, here's how I'm handling this. My focus just going to have to be on singles. I mean, from a store perspective, we're gonna carry everything. We're gonna have everything. But this is, I wanted 2024 to show the difference with Magic and be like, this is the time where in Magic we can get back to that time where you kind of stock up on some product because maybe you won't be able to get it. And we saw this with Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It seemed like they were going this way with Wilds of Eldraine, where you haven't been able to get product. You haven't been able to get a lot of it. So, you know, the product's doing really well in the secondary market, and it's worth it as a store to make sure that you have some of that for your consumers. And that's the way it should be. It should be that way. It should be a way where there's a demand for it that warrants stores to hold on to product, to make sure, you know, to overorder slightly, to make sure that they have product available, rather than this idea that, like, if you overorder by 10%, you're just out because you can't sell anything. It's absolutely crazy. So from a store perspective, I think this is the importance of really having a vibrant and active singles game and being able to buy singles and sell singles both on TCG Player and locally, and being able to move that kind of stuff, being able to take that kind of risk of buying in collections. If stores aren't doing that, then this doesn't work. You cannot run a store based on sealed product with this kind of interaction from Wizards of the Coast. It's just not possible. And maybe that's what they want, frankly. Maybe what they want is to make it so stores just stay away from sealed product for the most part and are just focused on, and then they can sell on Amazon and whatever. But and then the other side of this is other games. Man, like, at this point, this is why as a store, you've got to have a good Pokemon interaction. You've got to have a good, you know, Lorcana is pumping, these other games, Sorcery, and even, you know, the other indie TCGs. You've got to have some form of other revenue streams within your store. I do a ton of vintage video games and a ton of Pokemon slabs and that kind of stuff. It diversifies enough so that when Wizards does stuff like this, it's so frustrating because they could just have it be so much better if they understood their consumer and the economy of the game and the way that LGS is and the way that distribution and all that stuff works. It could be so much better. And they've shown that they know it. Like, look at Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings did super well. Like, everything about Lord of the Rings worked really well. Why is Fallout so much more tightly allocated than the Lord of the Rings set with the One Ring? This stuff makes no effing sense. It makes no sense the way that they are handling things and the way they're doing things. Anyway, that's my rant. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you want to support the channel, if you want to hang out, and even if you don't want to support the show, it's supporting the channel to go hang out in the Discord server for free. That supports us. That supports me because it gives me cool conversations to have. I love hanging out with you all in the Discord server, KitchenTableTCG.com. And then we also have different tiers of support there. We have the Blue Wizards and the Gold Wizards that have different support. And you can hear us talk about all this stuff on Friday as well on the podcast. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Let me know your stuff in the comment section below as well. Have yourself a great day. Remember, as frustrating as all this stuff is, and as much as we're angry at Wizards, it's just a card game. there's more to life. There's more important things to all this than cardboard. So remember to be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.